Wakemed Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina hosts some of the biggest names and brands in world soccer. Concafa SC and AFC Bournemouth kicks off our coverage of the soccer tournament as teams from across the globe are here, all hoping to make it to the finals and a shot at soccer's ultimate golden goal. And hello from Tony Husband and Michael Lahoud. Great to have you with us. 64 teams. They're all searching for the $1 million prize. Michael Lahoud, you've already been playing this morning, so you've hightailed it up here into the booth. What makes this event so authentic?
Well, it's the only event in the United States and really in North America where you get every single tier of the soccer ecosystem challenged and represented. You got MASL, you got former pros, used to be one of them, didn't show it today in the first game, but this is what soccer in America is all about, is representation, and $1 million. Something about that gets everyone going.
It's all going on, as you can tell, on a very, very sunny morning here. Let's get straight into our first game, then we've got a really good one for you. Here are today's players to watch, and they are presented by soccer.com, and we'll start with Bournemouth.
Yeah, look, Bournemouth, look no further than Dan Gosling. He's a former box-to-box midfielder, played at every single tier of the English Football League. In TST, you need a leader, you need presence, and you need someone who's got great passing range. Look for him to be the dictator and really that midfield general in the middle of the park.
And across to Concafa, a man who knows what it's like to score $1 million goal.
Can we call him the $1 million man? It's Chad Porch. I actually got to talk with head coach Tony Miola, and he said he might be the most special player on this Concafa team, next to Mike Grella. Former teammate of mine and a guy that I know very well in Major League Soccer. But this is a young man who, when he gets the ball to his feet, there's always magic in his boots.
All right, both teams ready to go out on the field. Much anticipation on this first morning of TST. Pat McAfee is in town. Here's Concafa SC hosting AFC Bournemouth. It's live next.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No problem.
The soccer tournament is presented by RBC Wealth Management. The soccer tournament is presented by RBC Wealth Management, the official wealth management partner of TST.
Live action, Concafa and AFC Bournemouth. This is Field 3, first morning of the soccer tournament. Really good matchup to get us underway on ESPN this morning. Sun beaming down on this surface. You got a Bournemouth team, very much the darlings of the Premier League in their day. And Concafa, some very well-known names. Let's go down to our reporter on the sideline, Alexis Nunes.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. We've got the man of the moment when I think Concafa. I think the ESPN family, Pat. So a little bit of pressure once again. How are you feeling ahead of this one against Bournemouth?
I'll tell you what, I feel fantastic, especially with you kicking ass out here for all of us. It's a beautiful time to be in Cary, North Carolina. And last year we had no idea what this tournament was. Had a lot of confidence for no reason because we didn't know what we were signing up for. This year, we got a great squad. We got good vibes. We got good energy, and we got a lot of talent. Tony Meola's back better than ever. Tab Ramos, assistant coach. Gumpy, assistant coach. And general manager Mike Foss has really put this thing together well, and I feel good about our chances. I feel like we win by 4 to 5 goals every game.
4 or 5 goals. Well, general manager Mike Foss actually used to be my boss at ESPN, so we're going to see exactly what you guys can do, the talking on the pitch.
Yeah, we got a good squad. I'm really pumped up. Wait till you see the Arena League boys this year. I mean, you thought they were wild last year. Feels like they've upped it up a notch. We're ready to get started.
All right, ready to get started, Tony.
Concafa.
Not short of confidence, Pat McAfee and his group. Let's remind you of the rules of this rather unique tournament. It's 7-on-7, 20-minute halves, no offsides or throw-ins. We'll take you through some of those other regulations. The referee is so excited to get underway, Mike. We're off and we're away. $1 million is the prize right at the end of this. Bournemouth coming forward straight away. That's Luis Graban. We'll talk about a lot of the players they've got. They're a group that got promotion to the Premier League 10 years ago. Can they kind of wind back the clock? And then, well, there's a who's who across this Concafa team as well.
Yeah, players in the Premier League like Zat Knight, players in Major League Soccer, and also in the Championship in their past life like Mike Grella. And you got to credit Pat McAfee for putting this team, and as I mentioned, the importance of representation in all tiers of the soccer ecosystem. What I've learned from being on the field is the indoor players are probably your most important asset with their just recognition of space, how to stretch, and really punish you in the final third.
Referee today, by the way, Edson Carvajal. He's the man with the whistle. And that's right, you're going to have a real hybrid here of players who've played the 11-a-side game at a really good level down the years, sometimes at the very, very top. And then you've got players who play futsal, MASL, drawn from around the world, and they have the knack of knowing how to play on these shorter pitches as well. The dimensions of the field, as you can tell, are different. At 65 yards by 45 they're playing on out there. The goals are smaller, 6.5 feet by 18.5 feet. So your finishing's got to be clinical out there today. Zat Knight is the giant, towering figure at number 6. White shirt on the left of your picture there. He played for his country, England, 20 years ago, made his debut actually against US men's national team. Speaking of Americans, scratched right over the ball into the box. And an early save for Bournemouth. We'll also keep you up to date with all the other games that are going on. The match has actually started bright and early at 8 o'clock here this morning. And we've had some big scorelines already. The defending champions, La Bombera, they won their first game. And a host of other games are going on around the fields as we watch this one on Field 3. This is a Group F scoreline. So Reggae Rovers in action at the moment as well. All those games going on right now across the groups on the right-hand side, top corner of your screen. What do you reckon what we see in these first couple of minutes then? Fairly cagey stuff?
Yeah, it's typical of what you're going to see at TST this season and in previous renditions of it. I think when you're defending, you have to decide if you're going to go man-on-man or if you're going to go zone. Defensively, you're going to see from Bournemouth, it's all about zone, but as soon as the ball gets to the top of the box, that's where you need to be aggressive, or else your opponent can walk the ball to the back of the net.
So free kick for Concafa. And it's Zat Knight just over the top. Opened his body. Not far away. Goes in a regular goal.
Yeah.
Not this one.
It really would have. But this is where getting your first touch, as we see in the top left, look at Zat's first touch. It has to be outside of his body, in front of his body. It's just a bit short. But here comes Concafa.
And here they are. breaking forward. They've got Brett Shea out there as well at the moment. It's, that goes near post, and that's a comfortable one for the Bournemouth keeper. Eric Huffman's ball into the box. Simon Francis here for Bournemouth. I mentioned the links they have from their glory period. Here's Brett Shea, the US veteran. Seen him across so many leagues in both England and the US. And a corner kick here for Concafa early in this first round game in Group F.
All right, you see when Brett Shea gets the ball to the byline, he's got just a cultured left foot. Look for him to whip that across the face of the goal. So difficult if you're a defender tracking back towards your goal. You get it across the face of the goal, maybe someone bundles it in for an own goal.
It's a left foot that graced everyone from Inter Miami to Stoke City in England, and there he is clipping it in. And it's a comfortable catch for Philpott in the Bournemouth goal. Just to tell you about the other teams in this group, Real Atletico, who are a team drawn of players from other sports who are going to see how soccer fits for them. So they'll be great athletes, but not soccer pros. And Wrexham Red Dragons are back for a third year. America's team, Michael, I feel these days.
Look, they're becoming the darlings of just soccer TV. What Rob McElhenney, Ryan Reynolds and that whole crew, Humphrey Kerr, it's a lightning in a bottle moment, and congrats to them for getting promoted to the championship. It's going to be a fun season next season, but they've already had some fun at TST in past editions.
Been a lot of Concafa in this Bournemouth half, and Gosling losing out, and it's another save for the Bournemouth keeper, Charlie Philpott, and it'll actually be a free kick.
And I like this. If you don't get the first opportunity, it's about getting shots on target, and when there's so many bodies in front of goals, as I said, rebounds are going to be paramount. It's about finishing the play, seeing it out. You don't want your opposing goalkeeper to catch the ball, because that's when you're most vulnerable in transition to get got after.
Oh, Brett Pittman has gone down in the penalty area there. Referee says, get up, Pittman. And Zat Knight, they will have had a few battles in England back in the day. And quickly to the other end, and that's rebounded off an arm.
Next one.
And Ledesma was the man who got the shot away for Concafa.
Zach, come off. Come off. Zach.
Tony Meola is trying to get Zat Knight to come out. You have three players you can have actually in the substitution box, which is directly opposite our camera here. Drew Ruggles is poised to come in. He's a TST veteran. Just sense the team that has played in this tournament before at the moment, can't you?
There's a bit of composure about them, but keep an eye on number 45, Manu Ledesma. I played with him at FC Cincinnati. He's got a great resume, playing in the championship, playing for Middlesbrough, playing in Argentina. He's the wild card of this bunch. When he gets into the final third, you talk about left foots. He can hit it from anywhere beyond midfield, and he'll go on target.
Zat Knight is going to come out now, so for the first time in this year's tournament, we're going to see Drew Ruggles, the unmistakable figure who went to the final both years, was a loser last year with Nani, and a winner in 2023 with Newtown Pride, who stunned everyone to win the $1 million.
Yeah, Drew Ruggles was involved in the $1 million winning goal. Speaking of composure, he's someone who's got that know-how. Here we go.
And he slotted that one very nicely through the middle. This is hard work in the North Carolina sunshine for this Bournemouth group. They've actually been using the High Performance Training Centre down on the south coast of England at the home of AFC Bournemouth, who become such a big story in the Premier League. I mean, Michael, I can tell you, I saw a lot of this group earn promotion to the Premier League 10 years ago. The scenes on the night that they effectively won promotion, they would then go to Charlton Athletic on a Saturday, and a late goal and a swing in results elsewhere involving Watford meant that they were actually crowned the champions. And Eddie Howe, of course, now Newcastle United, was their manager and will always be one of the great legends of this club. But the journey of Bournemouth is one of the most extraordinary ones in world football. Let's watch Ruggles. Hits it over.
You're seeing Concafa, because Bournemouth are sitting back in a low block, Bournemouth are giving that shot from distance, and Concafa trying to get their footing a bit. We've seen 2 shots already go off the mark. But at some point, you got to be able to get out of your shell and get some pressure on the ball, because all it takes is one ball to be hit. But Bournemouth doing a good job of baiting Concafa out of their shell now and getting the attack.
Andrew Sherman for Brett Pittman. Pittman is still playing in the Dorset region of England for Dorchester Town, a non-league team to the west of Bournemouth. Still waiting for the first goal then. First round action. Both these teams will play twice today. Porch back on the field. Number 19. Center of the screen down on this near side. Looking to make the run for Ruggles. That is Porch. That's good possession football from Concafa, and they're making Bournemouth work very hard at the moment. Deflected.
As you see the likes of Ruggles, whenever he puts his foot on the ball and just that soul roll, it's about changing the angle. When you have someone coming to engage you, you have to change the angle, and then entry passes and gaps start opening up.
This is Porch. Porch again. Bournemouth keeper in the way with an important touch. It'll be out. Don't have throw-ins in TST.
10 minutes remaining in the third half.
This match is brought to you by PlayerMaker, the world's first footwear tracking player development. Go to playermaker.com to learn more. PlayerMaker, train smarter, play harder. Bournemouth have actually got, Michael, the trackers in their boots, and it's going to track the speeds of any shots that end up in a goal. So it's going to be really interesting to see those numbers come the end. So at the moment, though, Bournemouth need to get some opportunities at the other end of the field to have some shots on goal.
I'll say, if you're the data analyst, you're seeing a lot of numbers going through the roof in terms of defending right now. You can't get yourself pinned back in this competition because your legs start going at some point. That's why substitutions, they're so important. If you're getting tired, you have to be smart about the near side player getting off the field so you can get some fresh legs and then maintain possession.
Halfway through this first half, Reggae Rovers have made a good start over in Group E. They're 3-0 up in their game. Of course, we'll tell you all about the target goals and how actually every game finishes as the game goes on. We'll play the 2 20-minute halves, and then the target goal will come in, and that will be the goal one more than the leading team has. So if this game finishes 2-0 to either side, the target goal will be 3. So it does give the team trailing an opportunity to win the game still.
Good, Mario. Well done.
Seen Pat McAfee out there, but we do have Mike Foss. The Foss family actually got a bit of lineage in American soccer broadcasting coverage as well. Mike Foss's father, very much involved in the early era of broadcast of sport and MLS play in the US.
It's fun to see a bit of ESPN royalty represented here on this very field, but already you get that sense of anticipation from the crowd. Concafa, one of the headliners of TST, just like last season. It's almost like this tidal wave building up in this match.
Hoffman was in there, so was Mario Alvarez from the Milwaukee Wave. Cleared away, and that's Jesus Pacheco who chases that down. He's regularly with a Baltimore Blast. A chance for Bournemouth to get forward. That's a healthy ball into the box, and it's Foss to turn it over. So first real Cherries pressure.
And just as I said with Breche early on, it's about getting it in front of the goal, and just that half space between the goalkeeper in the 6 and the top of the ball, it's a defender's nightmare.
Foss drawing on that experience of playing soccer at George Mason. That's Tommy Elphick. He was a dangerous player in his day in the air. He's actually currently the assistant manager of the team that plays in the Premier League and has done so well the last few years. Dona Iriola, the Bournemouth manager, but ably assisted by Tommy Elphick. Simon Francis, who just played that ball inside, is the current technical director. So very much this is a group that are across the very present day with Bournemouth as well. Now Rosero can try and get on the end of this, and that's a good strike. And it'll be a Bournemouth corner.
Such a smart play. You see Zat Knight coming in, big Zat Knight. You're not going to get much time because he's got those long, searching, reaching legs, and it's about testing the goalkeeper early, and you never know. I've seen in previous seasons, I've seen goalkeepers get caught near side because as a goalkeeper, you're waiting to see, okay, on the far side, it's 2v1, maybe he's going to try and play it across the field, but you got to be selfish as an attacker, and I love that opportunity.
We got some great names as part of these squads, and one of them, Jeff Cameron, is with Alexis.
Yeah, thanks so much, Tony. We've got soccer royalty here with Jeff Cameron. Jeff, you guys playing possession football, attacking on the front foot. You're looking like prime Barcelona. Was that the plan?
Yeah, we're calm and composed on the ball. I think we just need to increase the tempo a little bit, get it zipped in a little bit more, because Bournemouth are just kind of settled with sliding over and shifting. So just a little bit more penetration through the dribble, or just making someone step up, and then we can play those passes in between the lines. But we're much better organized this year compared to last year. We got the cobwebs out a little bit, so we're looking good.
Well, Pat said it last year that you guys just kind of came here for the vibes. You didn't really know exactly what you were doing in terms of identity. This year, what's the identity?
I think we learned a lot last year. We got a little bit more of a deeper squad, more depth, and everybody's on the same page. So they had a good scrimmage 2 days ago, so they got the understanding of everybody, and got a few minutes with different lines. So yeah, we're looking confident and just keeping our composure and not having stupid mistakes that could make us pay, but we got to capitalize on our opportunities.
Well, so far it's looking so good. We'll see if that first goal comes. Thanks so much, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you.
Jeff Cameron, who went to the World Cup with the US men's national team in 2014. Fine career on both sides of the pond, Michael.
Yeah, speaking of midfield generals, he's the type of player that in this competition, he's got this switch about him, and you think of the importance of changing the intensity as he talked about, whether it be as the game drags on or in target score time. He's a vocal leader, physical presence, and he's the type of sort of member of the team that's going to set the culture and get everyone moving forward in the right direction.
Third year of TST. This has been such a phenomenon. Huge growth. Almost 1,000 teams have applied to be part of this event since the inception. Those that are here playing for the $1 million on Monday night in the finals.
I remember year one, it was this phenomenon that here in the city of Cary and really in the Raleigh metropolitan area, in the Triangle area, there was this kind of curiosity around town of what's this TST thing, and everyone just started flocking to Wake Med Soccer Park, and they found out in year one, and having teams that played a good brand of football like Newtown Pride, Nani, and just some of the household names of the game. Here we go.
This is an opportunity for Concafa. Set up for Ledesma, and that was Junior Stanislas who got the block in. Remember, rolling subs. More new faces coming on for Concafa right now. Yeah, it'll be another corner. They've had most of the pressure in this first half. There's Tony Miola barking the instructions. So great to see Tony on the touchline again this year.
Yeah, Big Tone, such a wealth of knowledge, both on camera, on the field. It's great to see him back in his natural habitat. I got to play against his teams in Jacksonville when he was with the NESL, and obviously played in USL or coached in the USL. So,
the header over. That's Zach Reggett.
Really, we're seeing the importance of set pieces. Drew Ruggles, such a good left foot, and you got to be careful if you're Bournemouth. You drop off, you have to be tight man to man, because those are the fine margins where Reggett on any other day, if he knocks that into the ground, that's a goal.
Airfield 3, AFC Bournemouth versus
Another bounced off Ravan. And once again, it's Concafa making the running. Mijatovic. Oh, it's off the post. Cracks off the inside of the woodwork. So close to our opening goal.
First time Mijatovic getting a clear sight. Talk about players that can hit one on a rope. It's a good shot. He's aiming for that bottom corner, going across the face of the goalkeeper. And one of these shots, they're going to go in if you don't put enough pressure on the initial ensuing dribbler and on goal.
Or they've had Sean Cooper out there as well, another player who came up through the ranks at Bournemouth, played over 200 times. That's Justin Merrim just arriving in the proceedings. Haven't seen him yet. Played internationally for his country, Iraq, and of course a very well-established MLS legend over the years.
When I saw he was on the roster, the sort of player that when he gets isolated wide, as we see him drifting to the left in the hot pick boots, he's the sort of guy that he can wrong foot you, and he wants to bait you in towards him, and as soon as he drops his shoulder, he looks to go in on his stronger right foot and then unleash him towards goal.
That's off Ruggles. It rather bounced off him rather than him having any real control on it.
Drill, stay deep, drill. Go longer.
Approaching half-time. This one has flown by. We haven't had a goal yet, but maybe Mijatovic can change that with this last opportunity, the opening half. Some good skill, but he was ultimately going nowhere. So there we go, half-time in this Group F Round 1 game. Concafa SC 0, Bournemouth 0 at the break. Definitely the best chances have gone for Mr. McAfee and his group. They've cracked the woodwork. Bournemouth hanging on a little bit in the heat. We'll be back with more after the break.
We'd like to thank our community partners, the window here on the United States Marine Corps, for supporting TST and helping bring the event to life. Be sure to stop at their table to learn more about what they can do to connect with their team. We're proud to have them as part of the TST community. Fans, as a reminder, TST will be using target score time at the conclusion of today's game. At the end of the second half, a target score will be set by adding 1 to the leading team goal count. The first team to reach that target score wins.
Welcome back, day one, the soccer tournament and our opening game. Concafa SC 0, AFC Bournemouth 0 at half-time here at Wakemed Soccer Park. Beautiful day for it. Here's today's first half stats, brought to you by RBC Wealth Management. Take a look at that. It tells you who's been on top, Michael.
Yeah, it's been one-way traffic. I can't help but notice how significant those shots are. But credit to Bournemouth for sitting in their shell. They have to do a better job, though, of getting out and putting pressure, because Mihajlovic, he's the sort of player that if you continue to give him space, he can punish. He already hit the post early on in that first half. Look for him to get going again in the second.
Pat McAfee's team on top in the numbers, but the scoreline is level here at halftime. 0-0 between Concafa and AFC Bournemouth. Second half coming up next.
Today's broadcast is presented. Today's broadcast is presented by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of TST.
Into the second half here at Wakemed Soccer Park. First day of TST for you. And half-time between AFC Bournemouth and Concafa, and they're underway in the second half. We're goalless in this one right now. Tony Husband, Michael Lahoud with you. Alexis Nunes down on the sideline as well. The other two teams in this group playing out a game that is 1-1 at the moment. That's Wrexham and Real Atletico. So will we see goals? Well, we will see goals. We know we'll see goals. We have to see goals because of target goal time, which we'll explain to you in the second half as well. Because whatever happens beyond the 20 minutes of this second half, we then go into the golden goal moment, if you like, the target goal time. Score time to give it its official phraseology. So what do you think this second half then, Michael, as we go into this action?
More of the same from Concafa, and already you're seeing players like Manu Ledesma getting physical.
It's Porch, and it's laid back and stroked into the net by Reggett, and Concafa SC strike first blood in this round one game. Pat McAfee's team off and running in TST. Zach had 4 assists last year. This time he's the man putting the ball in the net.
The most important thing and the most difficult thing to deal with is rotations. Ports had actually started in the middle of the park, but as soon as he goes to the baseline, you have to keep an eye. If you're playing zonal, which Bournemouth is, you have to keep an eye on the rotations from players checking off the shoulders. Reggett does, and it's a composed finish into the bottom corner. That goal, has to be said, was coming from the first half right out of the gate into the second.
And that has laid down the gauntlet now on this team of Bournemouth legends who managed to navigate their way up the English football pyramid, most of them 10 years ago. They have 9 members of the promotion-winning squad, including the man on the ball, Charlie Daniels, right now. They are being tested by a very, very strong Concafa group who've retooled coming into this year, learned their lessons from last, and are looking pretty good.
The one thing when you talk about the preparation in the hyperbaric chamber, does that thing have 80-degree weather or 85-degree weather in it? I don't think so. So that is something that you can't really prepare for unless you get here earlier. A team that's had success in this competition, Wrexham, in previous iterations of it, they have runners and they really adapted well. So for Bournemouth, it's about getting your most mobile players.
Charlie Daniels has always had a sweet left foot, and he brings a save out of the goalkeeper for the second half. You can see they've changed the goalkeeper, Concafa. Philip Ejimadu is in. Rather wasted corner, though, and they go from distance, and they send Philpott back on his heel.
And that's the beauty of TST, right? Anyone can, in a just instant, become a goal-scoring threat. Your goalkeepers, as soon as they win it, they can get it on goal, whether it's kicking it, throwing it. When you get to target score time, I mean, it's all action at all times. But to finish up that thought with Bournemouth, you have to start getting your more mobile players onto the field when you get into attack. It's not just your defensive players getting on the ball the whole time. You have to play in 2 different shifts, if you will, almost like ice hockey or different times in basketball. Get your attack-minded players on the field and then rotate and get your more defensive-minded players in transition.
Pinch that one off Sermon, and it's Straban who's back there defending a player who was a super striker in the English leagues. Oh, there's more pressure on, and another opportunity for a second, and they found the back of the net through Stefan Mijanovic. MASL All-Star, and it's all going Concafa's way right now. They're 2 up.
Get your guys in. Who are you going for?
It's twice as nice from Concafa. All about the rotations once again, but Mijanovic, whoop, right there, making players miss. For such a big boulder of a man, he's got pillow feet. And this is the sort of player that is one of the most important players on Concafa. And talking to Pat McAfee last year, and he said, hey, keep an eye on the MASL boys and the Arena boys. He's talking about Mijanovic, and one of the leaders of the team and one of the go-to guys in critical moments.
That's put Concafa in a very good position. Now, they actually lost their opener last year against Reggae Rovers and went on to win 4 straight. They really had the momentum before finally they lost to the Hoosier Army. Rather ironic, Hoosier Army beating a Pat McAfee team. But they found their groove before exiting the tournament.
I think the moment that really kicked them into another gear was Pat McAfee getting onto the far right side of the field, I think at the main stadium field, and looping an alley-oop to one of his closest friends, Mike Grella, for arguably one of the goals of the tournament.
That was a kind of viral digital moment, wasn't it, last year? McAfee's ball from the right-hand side. Looks like it's a watching brief for him on this one at the moment, though.
No, we're much better.
Good crowd have come in to watch this one, expecting over 40,000 people to come in. Another record attendance planned for this year's event. Real buzz, as you mentioned, around Kerry, and a nearby rally as well, and coming into the airport yesterday. Lots of attention on this, lots of players coming in from all over the place.
One of the things I really have enjoyed is between last year and this year, flying out of the New York City area and getting on the plane and people saying, hey, are you going to that TST tournament down in the Raleigh area? So it just shows the growth and the infectious nature of this soccer festival, because that's what it really is.
The interest of teams trying to get involved, those that want to be a part of it. This is the first time Bournemouth have experienced it. It's a baptism of fire a little bit for them. More line changes potentially. Justin Miram is on for Concafa. So Concafa's other matches, Real Atletico, they'll play tonight at 6:30 local time in the Eastern Time Zone, of course. And then it's Wrexham tomorrow to finish up their group action. As for Bournemouth, they play Wrexham later today, 7 o'clock, and Real Atletico tomorrow at 6. Junior Stanislas wins a kick in. It's technically an indirect free kick to
There are
edge of the
no
field.
offsides, no slides. There are rolling substitutions.
Have to applaud Concafa for the names that we talk about in the final third and how good they are being composed. They're doing such a good job of getting whoever's in the middle of the park to step out and then double team. Pin you on one side, set the press, and you get to do that when you have a defender like Zat Knight, who is so comfortable defending by himself. It's like having Thor in your back line and your defense. I mean, it's incredible to see the size, and at his age, in his 40s, still being able to move and be that enforcer.
Yeah, he's 6'6", officially listed. I mean, I remember him in his prime days playing in the Premier League, the likes of Bolton and Fulham. Great career, 45 years of age now. Based actually out in the West Coast. There's a header over from Elphick. Bournemouth really need one of those to go their way. But Zat, great career, as I mentioned. A couple of England caps as well. And latterly in his career also played some MLS. Was at the Colorado Rapids for a brief time. Concafa have 2 on the board, and one of the goal scorers is with Alexis right now.
Yes, indeed, Tony. I've got Stefan, who is buzzing after that goal. What a difference the second half makes. Talk me through your goal, because you look like you enjoyed it more than anything, more than Christmas Day.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this is the best tournament in the world by far. The boys are back. The boys are buzzing. All credit to my teammates finding me. And we got a good group this year. We're looking to win it all.
What do you think just made that difference now in the second parts of the game? Because you guys were pressuring in that first half. I was telling the boys that you guys look like prime Barcelona.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last year, too, our first game was kind of a hard one. We ended up losing the first game. But this year, I think we were a little rusty the first 10-15. But, I mean, we're getting in the groove. And like you said, we look like Barcelona out there.
Love that. Love the confidence. How many more goals are you expecting to see? Or are you happy with a little 2-0?
No, we're trying to get as many as we can. But a lot of goals are coming from us this tournament. So be ready.
All right. Be ready, guys. You heard it here.
Great stuff, Alexis. Thank you very much. Bringing us a goal scorer as well mid-game. And sounds like he's still got some air in his lungs as well to get back out there in the rest of this game and see it out. Of course, we still will go beyond the second half because we have target score time to come. Right now, that would be set, if the game finished as it did, it would be set at 3. So Concafa would just need to get the one more goal. Bournemouth would be looking for an amazing comeback, but they've got some players who've done that in the past on their field, on their team. Junior Stanislas once scored a couple of late goals against Everton in the Premier League. Beyond the 90th minute, amazing dramatic days during their early inception in the Premier League a decade ago. So they've got players they've got the experience, but are they going to have the legs to do it here?
You're going to have to wind back the clock for a lot of these guys, because I tell you, as an older player, this is where mentally you get tested, but also physically you get tested. You've been defending for much of this game, and you defended much of the first half, defending much of the second half. Possession is looking at a premium, but it's about creating gaps, getting this Concafa side moving your midfielders out to the channels to ultimately get the likes of Pittman to be that entry pass and that target sort of striker. Then your 1v1, spin off the shoulder and you're on goal, but a lot easier said than done.
Bournemouth using the keeper Philpott very high up the field there. Just how tactically they've changed things a little bit. Visit soccer.com, the official store of the soccer tournament. Change of Concafa, the likes of Grella coming in. Mike Foss has come out. Ultimately in charge of the Pat McAfee show. Back to you from right here in Kerry the next few days on ESPN, of course, and social media. That was Brett Pittman, a nice, cute little touch. Wide of the goal line.
It's the first time we've seen Pittman being able to get away from Zat Knight, and clever movement, getting to the baseline. And you look at the 2 goals that Concafa have scored, it's about, as I said, the rotations before, but you have to get your lead striker to get isolated away and off the shoulder of probably the most imposing defender of the back line of Concafa, which is Zat Knight for Concafa and the likes of Gosselin and company for Bournemouth.
Pittman scored 93 goals over 2 spells with Bournemouth. He was a super player in 2 different iterations of teams. This is Dan Gosling. And the mistake outside him. It's Rosero over on that side.
Ruiz is going to be kicking himself because I love the fact that he made the lung-busting run and was committed. And you have to do that. You have to take those gambles in transition, knowing that after that run, you can take a breather. You're on that near side, but tired minds and tired legs showing there with the trapped and miscontrol.
Ragenu's goal's got it going. Ruggles is back out there. Here's another goal scorer. Mijatovic fancies more! Just over the top. Final 7 minutes then before target score time. So much action going on across the fields all around Wakemead Soccer Park. That's Scrabban with a nice touch. Gosling taking in his stride. Quickly away though. And the run is arriving. That was Mike Grella. Not going to be a poacher in the 6-yard box.
Yeah, speaking of winding back the clock, he's someone that knows how to score a big goal or 2, but excellently done from Emmanuel Ledesma being the outlet. But Mike Grella, that 3rd-man run, so important if you're going to unbalance sides that are set in their own half.
Yeah, Sean Cooper. Graban, Stanislas, Francis. Players who found their way past the very biggest and the best in English football in their day, but they're now watching Ruggles. Oh, and a really important touch from Philpott because Ruggles was in.
Inch perfect pass from Ledesma, but Ruggles, he allows it to go across the face of his body, and I would have liked for him to take a touch aggressive. When your goalkeeper's coming out, you have to change the angle at which he's coming out towards you. So if he takes it with his right foot and goes across the grain of the goalkeeper, then he can slide it underneath. But those small details is the difference between being 2-0, what keeps Bournemouth still in this match as we head towards target score time, and it being 3-0.
Fayetteville, North Carolina native Drew Ruggles, 15 years now. He's been in the game and a good collection of clubs under his belt. And as I mentioned, he's won this before. Played in the losing finalist Nanny FC team last year. He won't thank me for reminding him, but in that game when it was still wide open, he had a good chance in the first half of that final. And well, who knows if he connected and scored in that game last year. The path of the final could have gone a different way, but he's united this year with Chad Porch, of course, who was on the La Bombonera last year. That's tipped over the top. Emmanuel Ledesma with the shot.
Ledesma starting to warm up a bit into this match, and because Bournemouth are chasing the match and have to commit numbers forward, he's going to want to peel off and isolate himself into this right-hand side. And he's very left-footed, so as soon as he gets it, he's going to try and body feint and look to put in that top corner.
Quick feint from Junior Stanislas. 4 minutes remaining of regulation time for target score time. That's a comfortable one for the keeper, former US under-20, Philip Ejimadu. Current Kansas City Comets. So experience playing indoors and outdoors for him. Bournemouth, you can hear them. They think they've got a tie and press. And that was blocked as Sam Matthews had the effort from about 6 yards out. Here he is again, Matthews. Lays it through for Graban. Goalkeeper's made the challenge. Graban stays down. Referee unmoved.
Stefan Mihatovic makes a goal-saving block, but he's looking to get a bit tired, and here comes Breck Shea.
Breck Shea onto his left. Oh, and he's fired it over. Goal at his mercy. Big chance to make it 3.
Breck Shea will want this moment back. The game's really starting to open up. Keep an eye on Manu Ledesma on your left. Look, if you're going to shoot that, I like attacking players to be selfish, but the cardinal sin is it has to be on goal, Tony. If not, you've already committed the defender. Slip it out to Ledesma, and then he's got the goal dead to rights.
Make the goalkeeper work for sure.
That's Manu. Manu.
And that's Harry Arter, the former Republic of Ireland international, who's clipped there. I tell you what, you're a brave man if you want to clip Harry Arter. I can tell you that guy can be a monster in midfield.
Yeah. Never shy of getting stuck in on a big tackle or two.
Yeah. 9 goals in the promotion season for Bournemouth. He had 19 caps for Republic of Ireland. Referee was just having a word with him, Edson Carvajal.
Justin, you're going to go for Manu. Manu, next one, Manu!
Final 2 minutes of regulation time before target score time. Right now, 3 will be the magic number. Here's Andrew Sermon. He's got a great left foot as well. Came through the ranks of Southampton in the kind of era of Gareth Bale and some great players. There's Zat Knight marching away downfield. No foul, says the referee.
It's clever play from Arter. He goes down and he really sells it well, baiting the referee into thinking that Zat may have knocked him down and benefiting from being the smaller player to the larger giant that is Zat Knight.
Ledesma wins the free kick. We're in the final 60 seconds now. Group F round 1 action. Quarterfinalists last year, Concafa. Bournemouth first year entrance in the TST. All searching for the winner takes all $1 million prize. The final Monday night, ESPN. And Bournemouth get 1.
Good work, Derek. That's good work. Come on.
Here's Sermon. Stanislas. This could be the last significant chance.
Let's get Mario out.
Andrew Sermon sliding it in.
Drew. Mario, next one, Mario! Junior!
Oh, the countdown's on.
Concafa, excellent work from the likes of Tony Miola, communicating and not taking the bait. You see so many of the rotations.
The keeper's gone for it. Philpott out wide to the right and wasted. See, Nani's team have scored 4 in the first half already against the 6'10". Here's Drew Ruggles back on. Last seconds. And a chance for a third. That would be curtains, you would feel, going into target soccer time. That was Thomas Sana, who scored 3 times last year. So added time at the end of the 40. Bournemouth wanted to take that quickly. Yellow card. Drew Ruggles, first of the game.
Here's for him leaving his feet, and I know all about that. And let's just say I left my feet a bit prematurely this morning. Ruggles getting stuck in there a bit, and then maybe a little UFC, MMA, maybe combination of both.
Confirmation, a yellow card for Drew Ruggles. If you get 3 during the group stage, you would sit out the next round. So the card count 1 for the veteran Ruggles. So Bournemouth now with one of the last chances of the regulation time, with Stanislas' free kick off the wall. It'll go wide for a corner and still we play on. Philpott hangs it up high. Tommy Elphick's over there with Justin Merrim. Oh, Port just giving it away. Dan Gosling, Brett Pittman. It's Hail Mary almost. Stanislas, Bournemouth trying to find an angle they might do. It's Elphick. It's a goal for Bournemouth.
Goal, AFC Bournemouth.
Tommy Elphick, the captain, and makes it 2-1.
Credit to Stanislas for this bit of trickery, baiting about 3 players to him. And we talked about composure and yet missed opportunities from Concafa earlier in this match. Bournemouth had grown in to the second half, and it's the importance of putting teams away. Now this game is all to play for in target score time.
The player-maker shot speed, and Junior Stanislas was the player who made the pass to Tommy Elphick. That's the man who had the finish. Close range, all about the power of the dink.
Yeah, don't underrate the dink. As we see here, I mean, this Bournemouth side, so many of these players, the possession, it's really late in the match that they start dictating things in the final third.
Well, maybe the game has started to grow on them, because we're going into target score time next with a scoreline of Concafa 2, Bournemouth 1. The target scores 3, and it's next.
The soccer tournament is presented by Adidas, the official fanwear and performance footwear partner of TST.
64 teams, 134 matches, 6 days, and $2 million to the winners across men's and women's. We're into target score time on our first live offering here, Concafa and AFC Bournemouth. The target score is set. It's the leading team score +1. The first of that target score will win, and players are removed every 3 minutes. So we start at 7v7, but we'll incrementally move down to 6v6, 5v5, 4v4, however long it takes for the target score to be achieved. The target score in this game between Concafa and Bournemouth will be 3. So how important could that Bournemouth goal be just before regulation time expired? Because they were 2 down. It's 2-1, Michael Lahoud. It's all up for grabs.
When you're the team leading, you can get baited into a false sense of security. And for much of the match, it was one-way traffic with Concafa, but they left goals on the table. So momentum is with Bournemouth, and how you come out in the first, say, 2 minutes of the first kind of iteration of target score time is so important. You have to have the right mentality and killer instinct.
And the player who gets the goal, the game winner, will get the legendary Adidas Golden Fleece and all the prizes, as you saw on the screen there, that brings with it. Lifetime to not just TST, but TBT as well, which has been such a fantastic phenomenon these last few years. So target score is 3. We're underway now. It's Porch, the $1 million man from last year. Just a 1 goal needed for Concafa. Can they do it quickly? They can! Oh, what a way to start it all! Emmanuel Ledesma. It's a laser off the left foot, and Concafa take the victory. victory by 3 goals to 1. They mean business. Barely 20 seconds played in target score time, and they've put Bournemouth away.
Yeah, I talked about the importance of coming out of the gate. The man with the golden fleece, the man with the golden left foot, in Manu Ledesma. I've seen him do it in matches when I played with him, and I've seen this do this throughout this match. Chad Port's doing well to get him isolated, but there's only one thing on his mind. You're going to see this throughout this week if you do not put pressure on some of these players for Concafa. I loved how he took it from out under his feet. When you have a left foot like Manu Ledesma, you will always have a chance at the $1 million. And my word, what a hit and what a player.
The Argentine with a beautiful left-footed strike gets the golden fleece. And he's there right now, as you can see with Alexis. Take it away.
Yes, he is. I've got Manu Ledesma with us. We're going to do a little bit of English, a little bit of Spanish. Manu, what a goal. It sealed the deal. ¿Cómo te sientes después de eso?
Oh, thank you very much. It was an amazing game. We're working so hard. We keep the ball. We try to find the goals. I tried to find the first half some shots. In the second half, the same thing, some assists. Finally, on the goal winner, I just find it through the legs, first post, winning. That's it. That's what we need to do.
And now, how do you feel about the tournament overall? Last year, we feel like you have more experience from last year.
Yeah. This is my second time now. I have the opportunity to play with Concafa, and this is an amazing team. So we have an amazing lads. They bring me here and then give me all the confidence to me to shine and to shoot and whatever I can do for the team. So that's amazing. Thank you.
Congratulations. Felicidades.
Thank you very much.
McAfee's boys are off and running. Concafa 3, AFC Bournemouth 1. The soccer tournament continues. But for now, goodbye.
Está preparado.